like to extend on Mudita, and we have been working on Mudita as diagnosis and treatment. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, I was talking about 4 groups, and today we can go back to basics and we can work on the first 3, because the last one, which is the people we have conflict with, it takes time to feel something good in those people. So today we look at ourselves, and then we look at more of our family members one by one, and then our teachers, some of our teachers, parents and teachers, families and teachers, they are the second group, and the third group is the workplace. There's our colleagues, and to think about them. And when we say our colleagues, remember the Metta Sutta we have just chanted. We say Uddhang, Adoja, Diriyancha, 3 words. Uddhang means higher, high, and then Ado means low, lower. Diriyancha means vertical, which is the same position as us. So you can choose 3 friends, 1 or 3 colleagues, one who in some way is higher, is ahead of you in terms of social perception. Social perception in study, maybe somebody who has accomplished before you, and in terms of social setting, somebody who is better known, who is better placed socially. So choose that person and try to relate to that person's hard work, effort, and success. Ado means lower, somebody who is not as fortunate as you are. Among your colleagues, choose that person to relate to the goodness, positive things, contribution of that person. Diriyan is someone who is on the same level as you. So you may choose one such person and try to see the goodness and success of the person. Because when we do so, we can see if we feel threatened by someone who is doing better. If we don't feel threatened, if we have no fear of this person's success, there is another aspect, which is to think very highly of the person to the extent that we become obsessed and perhaps blind to that person's strength and weakness. We apply on, say for example, when people are obsessed with star, film star, movie star, media star, like that. And they are blinded. They are blinded by their extreme devotion to those celebrities. This can happen with our teacher. This can happen when we really love our leaders, our country's leaders, organizational leaders. In Burmese we say atinji, which is the opposite of looking down. Looking down. Looking down on someone and is a hindrance to emotional development. Somebody who is unfortunate, we should have compassion for that person. Instead, if we look down on that person, look down on his capacity, her capacity, inability, shortcoming, and sometimes we only feel good if we see people who are not doing as good as we are. So these are the subconscious negative emotion that mudita helps us to diagnose. So when we see them, we can stop mudita for a few seconds, bring in non-judgmental mindfulness to acknowledge those reactions before going back to mudita once again. Being obsessed with people who are doing a lot better than us and looking down on other people who are not as fortunate as we are. These two reactions, one is to the one who is more fortunate, the other is to the one who is less fortunate. These two, they are related. So when we look at a fortunate person, a successful person, either in our family, among our teachers, among our friends, our colleagues, what we have to do is to bring in mudita, look at their effort, their success. Of course, the key to mudita is to cover as many people and as many categories as possible. Especially here, uddang, adocha, tiriyancha, those three. Tiriyancha, the people who are equal to us. We look at them sometimes when they have a bit more of success, we feel uneasy. We feel insecure in ourselves because other people have succeeded, have done it, have been there, but we are still working on it. But that kind of insecure feeling leads to jealousy. So when an insecure feeling becomes jealousy, jealousy is part of anger, is part of dosa. We can feel easily irritated with the person's behavior. In that moment, our reasoning ability is subdued. It's not active anymore. Because the fear center of the brain, the amygdala, is active. And not the anterior cingulate cortex, which distinguishes information, part of the reasoning ability in the brain. So it's very important that we work on what Mudita has diagnosed it for us, has been diagnosing for us. And those negative reactions, they are dukkha. So we feel the pain, we feel that pain mindfully. And then acknowledge the pain, be with the pain. Breathe in and out, slow and gentle, and then return to Mudita. If you find it difficult to go back to the same person, then you just start with yourself once again. That will be fine. ဒီနေ့ညမုဒိတာအကြောင်းဆက်မယ်မနေ့ကပြောတဲ့မုဒိတာထဲမှာမုဒိတာကယောဂလည်းရှာဖွေတယ်ဆေးလည်းကုတယ်ယောဂရှာဖွေတဲ့နေရာမှာဒီနေ့ပို့ပြီးတော့လေးလေးနက်နက်ရှာဖွေနိုင်အောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့မနေ့ကအာယုံပြုတယ်မုဒိတာအာယုံ၄ခုနောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ရှော့ချလိုက်မယ်ဒီနေ့ထားလိုက်မယ်ပထမဆုံး၃ခုပဲလုပ်မယ်နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုခြံထားခြင်းနဲ့ဒီနေ့အတွက်ခြံထားခြင်းနဲ့ကဘာလို့ဆိုကိုယ်နဲ့မတည့်တဲ့လူကိုယ်နဲ့စမပြေတဲ့လူကိုယ်နဲ့စကားများဘူးတဲ့လူအဲ့ဒီလူအတွက်မုဒိတာလုပ်တဲ့ခဏလေးခြံထားအောင်နံပါတ်1နံပါတ်2နံပါတ်3အုပ်စုတွေပို့ပြီးတော့ချိန်ပေးပါနံပါတ်1ကမိမိကိုအောင်မြင်မှုတွေပြန်တွေးပါကိုကြိုးစားမှုတွေပြန်တွေးပါအဲ့လိုကြိုးစားမှုတွေတွေးဟိုရှေးတုန်းကကိုစာမွေးပွဲမအောင်တဲ့အချိန်ဒါနဲ့ကြိုးစားတယ်အတတ်နိုင်ဆုံးကြိုးစားတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးပြန်တွေးမိကိုယ့်ရဲ့ဝိရိယကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ဂုဏ်ယူနိုင်အဲ့လိုဂုဏ်ယူတဲ့အခါကျမှစာမွေးပွဲချလို့ဖြစ်ရတဲ့အားငယ်မှုဆိုတဲ့ trauma အဲ့ဒီ trauma ကိုကျော်လွှားနိုင်မှာမဟုတ်ရင်စာမွေးပွဲချတဲ့ကြောင့်မပြောရဘူးစိတ်ထဲမှာကြောင့်စိတ်ကဆွဲနေ trauma ဖြစ်နေတော့အဲ့ဒီကြောင့်တွေးတယ်ခန္ဓာကိုယ်လည်းပဲတင်းလာတယ်ကြွက်သားနဲ့တင်းလာတယ်အဲ့ဒီ trauma ကစိတ္တဇာယုတ်ကိုအများကြီးဩဇာနာတက်ရောက်တာလောင်မှုတာဒါကြောင့်ပြန်တွေးကိုလုံနိုင်တဲ့ဟာကိုကြိုးစားကြတယ်အများအတွက်လုပ်တဲ့ဟာတန်ခါဝဝိစာလုပ်တဲ့ဟာအုတ်ချိုးရေးပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာရောပညာရေးပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာရောအဲဒီရှမ်းပြည်နယ်ဗုဒ္ဓတက္ကသိုလ်ဆိုရင်၄နှစ်အတွင်းမှာနိုင်တကစာတမ်းဖတ်ပွဲတွေ workshop တွေ seminar တွေအနည်းဆုံး9ကြိမ်လောက်လုပ်ပြီးပြီ9ကြိမ်10ကြိမ်လောက်လုပ်ပြီးပြီဒီနေ့ကို2ကြိမ်မကောင်းအဲ့လိုလုပ်တဲ့အခါမှာပြင်ပန်းလိုက်ကြတာဝိုင်းပြီးတော့လုပ်ကြတယ်ငကိုးကလေးကများနေတဲ့အလုပ်ပို့ပြီးတော့များလာတယ် Era ripian tui ko kangana ko pian tui Muditaဖြစ်အောင်ဖြစ်တည်အထိတွေ့ရမယ်။စာသင်သားတွေလည်းပဲကိုရေးတဲ့စာတွေရေးတဲ့ essay တွေစာမျက်နှာနဲ့ရေးပြီးသားတွေပြန်တွေးပြီးတော့ဒီမှာကြိုးစားပြီးတော့ရေးထားတာအဲ့ဒါတွေပြန်တွေးပြီးတော့မုဒိတာဖြစ်ပါစာကြည့်တာတွေမုဒိတာဖြစ်ပါကိုကြည့်တဲ့စာအုပ်ရေးတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေသူတို့ရဲ့ကံဉာဏ်ဝိရိယသူတို့ရဲ့အားထုတ်မှုကြည့်ပြီးတော့မုဒိတာဖြစ်ပါနံပါတ်1မိဘနဲ့ဆရာသမားမိဘဆွေမျိုးနဲ့ဆရာသမားတယောက်စီဆွေမျိုးမိဘတွေသူတို့ရဲ့ဆောင်ရွက်ချက်တွေသူတို့အားထုတ်မှုတွေသူတို့ဘဝမှာရှိတဲ့အရာတွေအဲ့ဒါတွေတွေးပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားပါမုဒိတာပွားတဲ့အခါမှာတခါစိတ်ဝင်စားတာလေတွေးလို့မရတာလေဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့မောင်နှမပါပဲဒါမဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့ဝန်သားစရာအကြောင်းတွေးတာချက်ချင်းတွေးလို့မရဘူးဓမ္မနည်းကပြောတယ်စိတ်ဝင်စားမှုဆိုတဲ့ယောဂတစ်မျိုးပဲအဲ့ဒီဟာကိုသတိပဋ္ဌာန်လေးနဲ့လက်ခံလဲရမယ်သတိပဋ္ဌာန်နဲ့အတိမပြုရမယ်ကိုလည်းပဲအပြစ်မတင်နဲ့မုဒိတာအာယုံဖြစ်တဲ့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့မောင်နှမဆွေမျိုးသားချင်းကိုလည်းပဲအပြစ်မတင်နဲ့အာယုံပြုလို့မရသေးဘူးမုဒိတာမဖြစ်သေးဘူးဒီနေရာမုဒိတာမဖြစ်သေးဘူးသူတို့ရဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုတွေးလို့မရသေးဘူးစိတ်မဝင်စားသေးဘူးဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒါလေးကိုအဲ့ဒီစိတ်အနေထားလေးကိုလက်ခံလိုက်ပါဒါအရေးကြီးတယ်ပြဿနာကိုလက်ခံလိုက်တာပြဿနာကိုအတိမပြုလိုက်တာတံခောပဏိတံဒုက္ခအရိယသစ္စာပရိညေဓမ္မစကြာသုတ်တံမှာရှိတဲ့ပြဿနာကိုအတိမပြုပါဒါကပြဿနာပြေလည်ဖို့ဖြေရှင်းဖို့အတွက်အရေးအကြီးဆုံးအခြေခံတယ်ပြီးရင်တကယ်လို့အဲ့ဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်အပေါ်မှာမုဒိတာပြန်ပွားလို့မရသေးဘူးဆိုရင်ကိုယ်စီကနေပြန်ကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားကိုပြန်မုဒိတာပွားကိုကြိုးစားခဲ့တာပြန်မုဒိတာပွားပြီးတော့ကိုမုဒိတာလုံနိုင်တဲ့မောင်နှမတွေမိသားစုတွေသူတို့ကိုတပံထပ်ပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားပြီးမှခဏနေတော့ကအခက်ခဲတွေ့တဲ့ဆွေမျိုးတယောက်သူကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့မေတ္တာပွားပါနံပါတ်3ကတော့ဒီနေ့အထူးပွားစေခြင်းနဲ့လှုပ်ဖို့ခိုင်ဘက်တွေလုပ်ငန်းမှာလှုပ်ဖို့ခိုင်ဘက်တွေအဲလှုပ်ဖို့ခိုင်ဘက်တွေထဲမှာဩဒံအဒောစတိရိယံစာဆိုတဲ့မေတ္တာတုတ်ထဲအလို့ဩဒံဆိုတာကကိုယ်ထက်တာတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကိုယ်ထက်မြင့်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ယာထုအဖြစ်တော်၎င်းအတိညာအဖြစ်တော်၎င်းလူအများလက်ခံတဲ့နေရာမှာတော်၎င်းအဲ့လိုနေရာမျိုးမှာကိုယ်ထက်ပို့ပြီးတော့မြင့်မားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်အဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တယောက်ရှားပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားပါဒုတိယအချက်ကတော့အဒေါသဆိုတာကကိုယ်လောက်ကံမကောင်းတယ်လို့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့လုပ်ဖို့ကံဖက်ထဲမှာကိုယ်လောက်စွမ်းရည်မရှိသေးဘူးကိုယ်လောက်အတွေ့အကြုံမရှိသေးဘူးကိုယ်လောက်လူသိမများသေးဘူးကိုယ်လောက်လုပ်ငန်းတွေမကျွမ်းကျင်သေးဘူးအဲ့ဒီတရားကိုရွေးပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားပါတဲ့သူရဲ့လုပ်ငန်းနောက်တစ်ခုကတိရိယင်္စဆိုတာကတိရိယင်္စဆိုတာကတန်းတူတဲ့လူလို့ပဲဆိုပါတော့အထက်ရဲ့အောက်ရဲ့နောက်ပြီးဒီဟာကအပြန့်ဆိုတာကတန်းတူတာပြောတာပေါ့ level ချင်းတူတာ level ချင်းတူတယ်အဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်အဲ့ထဲကလည်းတယောက်ရွေးပြီးတော့မုဒိတာပွားကြည့်ပါဒီထဲမှာတစ်ခါသူတို့ရဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုသူတို့ရဲ့ကောင်းကွက်တဲ့ positive qualities တွေစိတ်ဝင်စားတာမျိုးဖြစ်တတ်ပါတယ်ဖြစ်တတ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီအမျိုးဖြစ်တဲ့ဆိုရင်မနေ့ကပြောတဲ့ disinterest စိတ်ဝင်စားဖို့ဆိုတာအဲ့ဒီဟာလေးအတိမတ်ပြုလိုက်ဒီပြဿနာလေးရှိနေတယ်ဆိုတော့အတိမတ်လေးပြုလိုက်ခိုးလူခုလူဖြစ်နေတယ်တတိပဋ္ဌာန်လေးနဲ့ acknowledge လုပ်ပါထွက်မပြေးနဲ့စင်ကြီးစင်လက်တည်းပေးဖို့မလိုဘူးလူတိုင်းဖြစ်တတ်တဲ့အရာပါအဲ့တော့မနေ့ကနဲ့ဒီနေ့နဲ့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ချုံလိုက်ရင်စိတ်ဝင်စားမှုဆိုတာတခါကိုယ့်ရဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုကိုစိတ်ဝင်စားပြန်ပြီးတော့တွေးတာမှတ်ဉာဏ်တော့ရှိတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ခံစားမှုပီတိမဖြစ်တော့အဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေဒီနေ့ရှင်းပြခဲ့ပြီဒီနေ့ကျတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့မောင်နှမထဲမှာရောဆရာသမားတွေထဲမှာရောနောက်ပြီးတော့လှုပ်ဖို့ခံပဲတွေထဲမှာရောသူတို့ရဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုကိုတွေးကြည့်တဲ့အခါမှာစိတ်ဝင်စားတာတွေးလို့မရတာ relate လုပ်လို့မရအောင်ဆက်ဆံယူလို့မရအောင်မမြင်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေဖြစ်တတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးဖြစ်တဲ့ဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒါကိုလက်ခံတာအော်ဒီနေရာမှာမရသေးဘူးဒီနေရာမှာခံနေတယ်ဝင်လင်ထွက်လေးရှုရှိုက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါလေးကိုလက်ခံနိုင်ပြီးပို့ပြီးတော့ထင်ရှားတဲ့နံပါတ်1မိမိကိုကရုဏာပွားတာနောက်နံပါတ်2ထဲကမိသားစုနဲ့ဆရာသမားတွေထဲမှာကိုပို့ပြီးတော့ယဉ်နီးပို့ပြီးတော့အားကြပို့ပြီးတော့အားရပို့ပြီးတော့ကြီးညိုတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေစီအဲ့ဒီနဲ့ပြန်စပြီးမှနည်းနည်းလေးပွားခဲ့တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်စီပြန်ရအောင်သွား15မိနစ်တရားထိုင်မယ်ပြီးမှမေခွန်းတွေမေးနိုင်ပါတယ် The time is up now. We can dedicate our practice to the Triple Gems and to liberation from suffering. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Padipadiya Buddhaṃ Bhuje Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Padipadiya Dhammaṃ Bhuje Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Padipadiya Sanghaṃ Bhuje Atta imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Padipadiya Jadi Jara Jadi Marana Ma Padi Mujisa Me Bunya Asawakaya Wahang Hodu Dhamme Punya Nibbanasa Pacayo Hodu Bhakkhang Sabha Satana Dema Pujema Sumiti nai mi ya mi na hao ka srataka lay sang parami ma lai sen kamba đăng sinh đang lộn nai thêm bi dâm sang Viniya Sata Wa Nasaja Wala Ananda Saja Wala Đang sinh khen trò Hùng hùng chung chung Sa du anumodana Lạy hợp cư sự bon đi Hình bên cạnh sinh sinh sa cam lôi đăng sa thu sa thu dhana mya sila mya bhavana mya hậu giáo kha đăng sinh đăng lô ya đô hồn đô ha Him lai kun him lai sát hòa him lai yon bạc phang wa nơi mà khu chơi hậu kha thọ đau họ địa sư sa amatam nibbana thi khát yên sa kham lôi đa sa du thu sa thu sa thu vanda mi ban te sabba abara thang kha ma tham me ban te maya Gadang bunyang samina anumoditapa samina gadang bunyang mayang dadapa sadhu sadhu Anumodami Vandami Bha Abhivandana Silisa Nijam Uddhabhajayino Jadaro Dhamma Vadandi Ayuvanno Sukham Bala. Anyone has any questions and comments? Okay, microphone. Sale Panyatiri.
So thank you so much for your teaching. I think it is very effective for me. I'm used to practice Mudita meditation with the absorption jhana when I practice at the PAL meditation center. So I practice through jhana, so up to first jhana, second jhana, up to third jhana. So this is very pure samatha method. Then after that, we have to practice like the impermanence of the piti sukha. Then we go to practice the vipassana after that, and the chaturpadana. So I only learn about that. But right now, what I come to understand is this method is we practice mudita together with the mindfulness. So today, when I practice, I chose 3 levels. So superior to me, I chose 2% superior to me, and 2% inferior to me, and 2% peer to peer. So what I understand is, even though one person has the higher level, but if I do not regard he or she is higher to me, it's not higher. It's up to my perception of that person. For example, I choose 2%. One is like the person I like, one is the person I don't like. Then I feel that even though they are higher, but I cannot, if I like that person, I'm happy with her success or with that person's success. But if the person I don't like, I cannot be happy with that person's success. So that same thing like lower one also. If that person I like, that person, then I can be happy. And if I don't like, and I cannot have mudita on that person. So what I come to understand is, it depends on our perception on that person. If we like our feeling, up to our feeling, then I change my meditation object to the Vedana-Vipassana. At first I try Chitta-Vipassana, I check my mind, I have many mixed feeling. So, okay, I should practice Vedana-Vipassana. Then I practice Vedana-Vipassana, then I check my feeling very carefully, then I feel like I have like and dislike feeling. So I try to keep on checking on my feeling. I forget about the images, the object of the people. Then my mind become neutral. My feeling become neutral, neither pleasant or unpleasant. Then I come back, I go back to the images of the people. Then I can start mudita on both, either I like or dislike. So I think it is really depend on our feeling and our perception. So is that correct?
Yeah. Instead of perception, I use the word emotion. Like and dislike they are emotion. In the Satipatthana, there's called Abhijja Domanasam. Abhijja is like, Domanasam is dislike. That's what Paul Sarro says in one of his books, that these two emotions, like and dislike, they represent the whole 5 hindrances. So, you can see both like and dislike. They coexist and they support each other. They support each other. So just by acknowledging them, acknowledging the pain they cause, only then we clear the path for mudita. You can see how mudita is also, in this way, mindfulness-based mudita, how it's effective in diagnosing what is there. So, if you, it's not my research, is other people's research. So if you accumulate maybe about 8 hours of mudita meditation like this, working on, I'm using mudita to diagnose maybe like and dislike. Then you acknowledge them, using mindfulness to acknowledge them, to be aware of them. You can see those like and dislike, they come out of subconscious mind, subconscious habit. When you bring in mindfulness, which is conscious activity, conscious function, when you bring in mindfulness, within a few seconds, they get weakened. When they become weak, now there's opportunity for mudita to grow. And those emotions, they are like weeds. So when we remove weeds, mudita, which is like a rose, will grow by itself. We just need to pay a bit of attention.
So another question is, when we practice, I practiced Dhammasami before, not really in mudita before, so I'm more familiar with the meditation. So when I practice meditation for long, so I have piti, and I can be happy in my daily life. Then what was in my daily life. Then what happened to me was like, I was happy in my daily life, and I enjoy with living with the other people and everything. And finally I found out, like, I attached to my piti because I did not practice up to the vipassana. I just practiced only at the samatha method. So if we practice now the mudita with the mindfulness, then okay, we can practice mudita meditation very well. Should we stop at that stage, or should we go on up to the vipassana stage? Like at that vipassana stage, I think we may have to let go our piti, passaddhi, and sukha. So should we go on up to that level? I mean, as a monastic person.
You make a good point. In this, I'd like to describe this method first. This method is necessary that we do mudita on the people who have never done anything for us, total strangers, and then who have hurt us, who have criticized us, who have created a lot of bad feeling in us. We need to work on those people one after another, and work on the people we disagree with. Maybe their political opinion, maybe their religious opinion, maybe their social opinion, like this. We work on them. That is to go after the sources of threat. The Visuddhimagga uses the word weary. Weary, that's enemy or threat, the source of threat. If we go after that, we will face, that will bring up, it will diagnose a lot of hidden, dormant, subconscious habit. So we clear them bit by bit, like we do today. And then at some point, we no longer see those people as a threat, as opinion. When the emotion changes, the perception also changes. The emotion and the perception, they are closely related. When that happens, we should sit longer. When we sit longer, we go one after another, through this. There will come a point where the barrier between the first group and the second, between you and your family, the interest in their success is the same. Meaning the barrier is getting less and less, maybe getting smaller and smaller. Then between the second group and the third and the fourth. At that time, the differences that this is my parents, my teacher, this is my enemy, my threat, this is a stranger. That notion, that perception also fades away. At some point, only the feeling of mudita remains. The feeling of mudita remains. At that moment, we can bring in vipassana.
Is that the Sima Sambheda?
Yeah, Sima Sambheda. Sima Sambheda, that's the barrier that we put between different groups. So, the diagnosis is about working on this. In the Metta Sutta, Dittava Yeva Aditta Yeva. When you see people and when you don't see them, that affects your mudita. You see? That affects your mudita. Dure vasandi avidure, near and distance. The distance also affects our mudita, our emotion. So, the height, the sizes, and all those things, they affect the way we look at people, the way we feel about people. So, when those things no longer trick our emotion, I would say that our mudita is on the path. Is on the path. At that moment, as you can see, tension that comes from like and dislike fades away this evening. You can actually focus on that. That tension is conditioned. When its condition is no longer there, it's not there anymore. We can look at the link in terms of Paticcasamuppada. Yeah. Earlier, we didn't see dislike was there. As a result, we react. The reaction was disinterest, being disinterested in their success. Now that we have discovered dislike, meaning no more avijja. When we look at this, we see this with this, there will be no more reaction, no more sankhara coming. The cause and effect is here and now. Is for people who have got very good samatha and vipassana combined technique like you know, this is an easy practice. At the back.
Thank you so much for allowing me to ask the question, Sayardaw. In response to Siali's question, you just explained that like and dislike, they can coexist, yes, and they can support each other. Can you please elaborate it for me?
I have seen many Sayardaw going to Europe, some of them highly spiritual, meditation teachers. When they like Burmese food very much, subconsciously they dislike English food. They find it very difficult to eat English food. And one day, in 1996, we went to Wales to open the Samatha Trust meditation center. It was a farm before they bought it. Very lovely place. They invited every nationality of Theravada bhikkhus, the Sri Lankan, the Burmese, the Thai, and at that time I had just newly arrived in England. But the good thing is that I was as a Sri Lankan monastery, and I know their language to a certain extent, and I speak Thai, I speak Burmese, so I was asked to be there, to receive all the three nationalities and also the English Sangha. And one day we had a whole night chanting according to the Sri Lankan tradition. After the chanting, we wash our face and then we had our breakfast. The breakfast, the English breakfast and Caribbean breakfast, because they had some Caribbean members. So they made very nice breakfast. Sri Lankan Sayardaws and Thai Sayardaws, Myanmar Sayardaws, they couldn't enjoy it. And the Sri Lankan Sayardaw, they say, "Ane paribune," meaning there is no da, no paribu is kalape. And the Thai Sayardaw, they say, "Chut mak," meaning it's so light. It's so light. So when we like something, they like their own food, the Thai like that Thai food, the Sri Lankan like Sri Lankan food, they automatically exclude many other options. They are not open at all. They don't enjoy, the menu they enjoy is getting narrower and narrower. Another thing, actors and actresses, if you like some of them, that will breed dislike toward the others. That is why in the list of 5 hindrances. Like and dislike, they are kept together. They are kept in sequence. They are kept one after another because they are just so related. And another one is that you like something and somebody has it. Somebody has what you have. This can create a lot of anger. I tell you a story. A devotee of mine, and he really likes a sports car. He works hard, he is very clever. So he owned a sports car. It's more than £100,000 in England. So he was very excited. And one day he drove his car and he came to a traffic jam. He stopped. All of a sudden, another sports car came and stopped just next to him. He was so furious because that sports car made his sports car insignificant. He no longer feels unique. You see? So attachment to his car makes his emotion vulnerable. So like and dislike, they are related in that way. Sally Piatesi, anything?
To be honest, my meditation wasn't very Mudita. In fact, I found out difficulty with grading people. And I was trying to understand why. So I was born in Soviet Union. And in Soviet Union we were all equal. So my mind, I realized, actually, and I was checking, how much respect I have for different kinds of people. For Sayardaw, for my teachers, for my roommate, for my friend, for cleaner, for workers, all same. So it's actually very difficult to say who is higher from me. That's why so I got taken away from Mudita into this kind of analysis.
I gave you another one, maybe that the earlier interpretation wasn't quite precise for you. You can look at one successful person and one person who is miserable, and trying to find something good in the miserable person. Try that way. Sankamnida.
Good evening, Sayardaw. I would like to know, I found today's meditation very useful, but probably not everyone will practice. So, for example, if a person is a leader, this person is very important because leading so many people. And then if the leader could not like what we do here, like we have Mudita with the people, maybe lower than us, that one day they learn well and they have better skill and they would have a better performance than him or her. And then if they felt this is threatened, then it starts to suppress these people that below them. I see there's a danger. It's really very dangerous, but then not everyone practice this method, and how So for us, if we have this kind of negative emotion or this shortcoming, maybe the effect is not so huge. But if he or she is a leader, it's really great impact to the society, to an organization, or even to Buddhism.
We are simply starting from where we are. Where we are is that people have that perception. This person is doing better. This person is not doing as not good as this person. That's what people have. That's the perception. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to overcome that gap. Otherwise, we get stuck in there. The first thing we do is we recognize the perception that is there. That is there. For example, if I recognize Sayardaw who have done a lot more Dhamma talks, a lot more teaching, a lot more meditation than me, then I reflect on how much effort they have put into that. Then I simply feel joyful for them. How do I get there? First, I recognize what I have done. That I go there. Meaning, I go there after I have dealt with my own insecure feeling. So, I can recognize their success better. Maybe not fully yet, but better. There is a lot of interest in their success. This is a positive thing. And when then I can reflect on new people, who are a lot younger than who are just starting to do lecturing, to do writing, to do Dhamma talk like this. Because I know to give one Dhamma talk, how hard is it? And I appreciate my own effort, so I can appreciate that effort easily. So now what unites the people who are more experienced and more successful than me, and who have less experience and less success than me, what unites us is Mudita. In that moment, I no longer ignore the success of somebody who is less experienced. And I no longer feel frightened by the presence of someone who is more experienced. This is how Mudita is, if you don't mind the word, is leveling everyone. Okay, just using the thread, not the thread, the string of Mudita to bind everyone. Of course, is a perception, is worldly perception that this person is most successful. But when we do Mudita, we are not going to institutionalize those positions. Rather, we acknowledge the success all around. People who are more experienced, people who are less experienced. If we don't do this, sometimes we feel frightened by the people who have more experience to speak in front of them, to work with them like this, I have seen people, not speaking out in front of those people. And again, when a junior is speaking, they pay less interest. one of the reasons I like Oxford is that my professor, when I was a student, whenever I gave a talk, he always come. He would always come and listen. And when we go to conferences together, international conference, he would look at the timetable and look at his students. And he would let go of the more, if you like, the experienced professors speaking in some of the rooms, and he would go in and out of different rooms just to listen and encourage his student. And for me, in order not to feel frightened by his presence, I would do Mudita. That his father was a refugee from Vietnam, that they work very hard to contribute to academic knowledge. Both father and son, they are very well recognized. And when he was doing his BA at Oxford, he was doing a double degree, classic and Sanskrit. Sanskrit was self-taught. And he is the one who introduced Theravada Buddhism to Oxford University. So I would think about it. So whenever I see him, not only that I don't feel frightened, but I ask a lot of questions from him, because I feel I can connect with him through Mudita. I have one colleague, one student nun from Taiwan. Sometime, she wouldn't meet him maybe for about 6 months like this, because once she got one negative comment like this, she felt very hurt by the negative comment from the professor. For me, because I have a lot of mudita, then when I do karuna, for me, usually I work on my limitation. I use my own limitation as the object of karuna. Then I also do karuna for him. I also, accept his limitation. And whenever he says something not mindful, I can easily forgive him. But this is the person I do karuna and mudita often. If it happened to a person, I have not worked on this kind of thing. Sometimes a small mistake is enlarged in my mind, and I feel so troubled by it.
So if let's say, Sayardaw, you saw a person that have like this kind of problem that couldn't have mudita to others, so what could you do to help?
The lack of mudita is painful. I want to say this today. Lack of mudita is painful. We just don't see that pain. We have to pretend that we are strong, that we are okay, we are happy, everything is smooth. But instead, we know that happiness is not there. We have to look for happiness. If we have to look for, actually that's not happiness anymore. Because happiness depends on inner peace. When I cannot do mudita on one person, meaning related to this person, there's no peace in me. So if one person cannot do mudita on me, then that person has no peace whenever he or she thinks about me. I have to feel the pain of that person. Otherwise, that person will become a threat to me. My mind will feel frightened by somebody who doesn't recognize my achievement. You see, if somebody neglects or maybe belittles your achievements, you should do karuna straight away. Otherwise, that will affect you.
Sometimes I feel that, let's say I have any achievement, do not need to acknowledge by other people. I mean, you do it. Why smoking that you do this thing? It is your duty, and then you just do it. So you do not need others people whether they acknowledge you or not. Doesn't matter.
I applaud your thinking. I hope your subconscious mind agrees with what you say. Because subconscious mind is very different. Very different. And if I come here today, you put cushion for everyone. If you forget to put cushion for me, for me, and then how would I feel if I'm not mindful? Straight away, I will feel a grief that I'm being overlooked, I'm being ignored. So we all, let's accept that we need to be part of the society to feel safe. To feel safe. Even the society of the people we don't know. If they recognize us, meaning they would treat us with respect as a human being. And not that we expect that recognition, but we expect that acceptance of us as a member of human society. People have all sorts of reasons to chuck each other out of society. This person, if a person has a different opinion on all of us, then you might see some of us, making joke of that person's opinion. This is because the joker, the person who is making joke, feels threatened and is justifying that this person doesn't belong here by informing himself that way. He feels good. Whether or not this person is kicked out of the society is a different person. But in his mind, he has already cut off this person. That kind of emotional upheavals, ups and downs, happens all the time. If in a class, if somebody behaves differently from others, it's very important that we have this kind of mudita, karuna and mudita to relate to them. Otherwise, young kids, as 7, 8, 9, up to maybe 16, 17, when somebody is different, they would bully him. And that's out of fear. They feel threatened by somebody who is not the same, who doesn't share their value like that. Okay, I hope we can continue Mudita for 2 or 3 days, and then we go to Karuna. We go to compassion. Actually, we should have started compassion first, but it's okay to start Mudita because you all have meditation experiences. Okay.